What's going on, guys? Just doing another video here in this kind of series about the biggest mistakes that men over 40 are making here when trying to lose weight, build muscle, stay fit, get in shape, and some of the biggest mistakes that we tend to make. And so today I want to talk about, one of the things here where one of the mistakes is focusing only on the goal that we have, right? And, goals are important, but it just seems that, no matter what you kind of read or hear about, there's all this talk about, setting goals, right? We have to set bigger goals. We, have to have a strong enough reason why, and we have to know all the specifics about the goal, like make it very specific and know, have a deadline for achieving it, everything about the goal itself. And it's one of the biggest problems because even though we can have a very clearly defined specific goal, it doesn't help us achieve it. So a lot of times what happens is that, we've got this goal, but yet we're always kind of working on it, or we're always, making a couple of steps forward, but then taking a couple steps back. We go good for a while and then we go off track, right? We start and we stop, and we're always working on achieving the goal, but we're never really getting there. And then, we start to feel like the goals that we set, maybe they're just not possible. Maybe, we need to settle for something a little bit less than that. Maybe we can't really do it. We start to put all these limits on ourselves and give ourselves kind of all these reasons why we can't achieve the goals, when it's really, the problem tends to come from only focusing on the goal. And here's why. See, when we focus on the goal, the goal is really, the goal is like the outcome. It's the destination. Think of it like, you're living in California, okay? And you're wanting to go to New York, okay? And so New York is the goal. That's the destination. But now, just because you know the destination doesn't mean you know how to get there. And that's a lot of times how we approach our goals here, is that we're focusing on the goal, but yet we don't really have a game plan in place to get us there. And so, and this is one of the things that happens. And it's not only just having a game plan for getting there, like what we need to do, right? What's everything that's involved? What do we need to do to get to the goal itself, right? That's the most, one of the most important things is to have that, but also as part of the game plan. And even more importantly is, what are the challenges and obstacles that tend to come up that get in the way of us getting to our goal, right? What is it that comes up that kind of keeps coming up? That's one of the biggest obstacles and challenges that's keeping you from achieving the goals that you have, right? This is all part of setting up the game plan. Because if we don't set these things up and we don't, plan for these things and have, strategies in place, then we're always going to be at the mercy of life and work and all of these things that tend to come up and get in our way. And then, we're left in a place where they come up and then we're trying to react to them, rather than having a game plan in place where we can, pretty much predict that these things are going to happen. Maybe not always exactly when they're going to happen, but we know they're going to happen. And we kind of game plan for how we're going to deal with it, right? And when we could do that, that's what makes it a whole lot easier to start, making progress and getting to the goals that you set and achieving the goals that you set. It's not just having a goal. We need to do more than that. We need to have a game plan in place for doing that. So that's what I want to talk about here today and kind of put that in mind. I was just talking with one of my clients yesterday who, he was doing great. He's a 71-year-old guy who, this guy is like, playing tennis and ping pong and dancing, and he wants to keep doing this stuff. And, and he's having some struggles with his weight. And so, we put some, we put the, the training and the nutrition and everything in place, and he was doing great. He's making great progress. He's moving better than he's ever been in years. He's feeling great. His energy's through the roof. He's doing awesome with that. But yet he had this kind of recurring obstacle getting in the way of his ultimate goal. which had to do with, struggling with his nutrition when, going out, right? When, friends come over, or, they want to go out, or they come over and they want to cook, and he gets kind of stuck where he really falls off track. So, this was one of the things that we had to like game plan for, because if we don't, that's the one thing that keeps kind of undoing all the work that he's been doing. And so, and it wasn't enough to just tell him, hey, look, you've got to, you got to want this bad enough. You've got to get fired up and motivate yourself. You got to use willpower and all this kind of stuff, because he's done that before and it never worked. So we really had to identify what was driving it all behind the scenes. Why was this an issue for him? What was the real kind of trigger and driver of this whole thing? And then kind of develop a game plan so that when these things happen, that it doesn't pull him off track of his goals, right? It's about developing a game plan. So that's what I've got for you today. And I guess my invitation here for you today is to, leave a comment below and let me know, what is your biggest challenge or obstacle that's been getting in the way? It's kind of the recurring theme, right? What is it that gets in the way of you achieving your goals? And what are you going to do about it? Leave a comment below, and hopefully that this helps in some way. It's not just about the goal. We all have goals. It's about having the game plan to get there, a properly designed, kind of well-structured and well-thought-out game plan to deal with the obstacles and challenges along the way. Let me know what you got. Talk to you next time. Awaken that inner athlete that's within you, because you have the power within you to do it. Be unstoppable. I'll talk to you next time.